All right, coaches, I want to welcome you back to Bigs Rule the World. I'm excited today to have Coach Tatum on from Walkerton Football. He's the offensive coordinator and offensive line coach. This is a nice YouTube collaboration. He currently has a YouTube channel dedicated to offensive line play as well, with over 1,100 subscribers and 80 plus videos. I'm going to link that channel in the show for you to go check out. He's also the co host of the Counterculture podcast, and I wanted to bring him on today so he can talk his thing a little bit with the counter, and then I'll be on his show in a few weeks here to talk about the inside zone. So I'm gonna let Coach take it away.
Well, yeah, Coach, I appreciate you having me on. I've been following your videos, Biggest Rule of the World, for a while. Obviously, being an offensive line coach, I agree with that statement wholeheartedly. So I appreciate you having me and, getting rolled, talking about my favorite, one of my favorite run plays and counter. All right. Let me see. Go ahead and share my screen because you have it disabled.
See if that works.
Yes, sir. All right.
All right. There you go.
All right. So I hope everybody can see that. Can you see that, Coach?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Awesome. So, guys, we're just going to talk about a little bit about counter. And none of this is groundbreaking. Everybody runs some type of version of counter. And what I'm talking about is a little GT, a little GH. And then my favorite play of all time is GT counter bash. We're going to kind of roll with it. So I'm just going to throw a defense on here real quick. Just nothing crazy. So it's just a little 4-2-5. So when we're running counter, one of the first things, coming in, maybe spring ball, when you're coming in to teach your kids maybe in the summer with any gap scheme, is we teach gap down backer. And so essentially, what that is you're blocking the gap back to away from where the play is going. So whatever you want to call counter left, whatever's to your right is your backside gap. So we teach blocking your backside gap. If you don't have anybody in your gap, you climb to a linebacker. But I also tell my guys, hey, two is better than one. So we're gonna work on a double team. So we're working left to right. We're going to block down our gap. If no one's there, we'll look for a double team opportunity. So these guys right here will call it deuce. For us, it's just play side, guard and tackle double team to a backside linebacker. That double team might consist of shoulder, hip to hip, knocking them off the ball. Or you want to teach gallop, maybe teach more of a post and base player. And this guy, to this look, we're already have a gap defender. So keeping him there, tackle checks the hip of the guard. If he doesn't try to slant to the B gap, okay, you chip, make sure the guard overtakes. Now we're working to backside linebacker right here. Center's going to block back on the 3 technique. If you have a guy that can do that, it is perfect. It makes your life a lot easier. We happen to have a dude that could. You just as easily could pull your guard and you pull your center to trap. Just make a quick call, make a cage call for us. Now the center could pull, but for this, for the purpose of this video, we're just going to have the center blocking back on the 3. Backside guard on all our double teams. We tell them, hey, you're on all of our gap schemes. You're going to pull, and you should know if it's counter or if it's power. So it's counter here, so he knows he's going to trap the first man on the line of scrimmage. In man line of scrimmage. So this right here would be this 5 technique, pulling and trapping him. Right now we're going to run GT counter. So the backside tackle knows he's going to pull tight off the double team and wrap for the first wrong colored jersey. I don't tell them, hey, play side linebacker. I don't tell them what number. I don't tell them that stuff. Hey, first wrong colored jersey off of that double team, you hit him, you stick him, and we're gonna make a play off of you. Pull wise, I teach multiple different types of pulls. I don't try to put certain guys in a box. Be like, hey, you're a open and pull. The old lawnmower pull. Like I don't tell them you're a skip pull guy. I don't tell them you're a shuffle pull guy. I teach them all. and then I let them see what they do best. And at the end of the day, hey, get around that double team and let's go and hit somebody. So that's for that pull right there on the double team. And then this H is just gonna replace and kick the end. And I'm gonna remove him here because we actually run a lot of same side GT counter. So running back is going to be stack the tackle. We think it helps out with the timing of guys getting around these double team. So the running back is going to take 3 steps towards the quarterback, or however long it takes to get there, and he's going to be patient, and he's going to get right in the hip pocket of this backside tackle. And what we tell this running back is, don't get in front of the pullers. You want to get behind him, hide up in there, right behind this tackle, and then you can cut off of this block. So if we get in here, I'll pull this one back. Say we get to here to the quarterback, and now he's coming downhill. You get to here, however the tackle makes this block, make him right. So if you need to cut to the right, or if you need to cut to the left, you do that. You're the running back. You make us right, because we're the offensive line. We want to keep it as simple for them as possible. So that's pretty simple right there with GT counter. Reason I like to pair it with GH counter is because it's pretty much the exact same play for the offensive line. Only thing that changes is the tackle and H's responsibilities, which is pretty simple. If we had a backside 3 technique right here, it's pretty much an easier hinge block on the backside, like it on power. So you make sure that this B gap is secured. If the center gets there, great. Now we're coming back on the defensive end. Okay, so you're just stepping down, secure the gap backside, then you're back on the end. Okay, then we actually go opposite with GH some. So we'll just flip it back. The H is going to jab away, and then when he does that, the running back will do the same thing. So he's going to jab, and then he's going to pull around. The running back is going to do the same thing. He's going to sail outside, and then he's coming. Huddle will work, and then he's going to come back. Looks stupid. All right. He's going to come back. He's going to follow the H now and cut off of his pull. Only thing that changes is 2 guys. Puller, the second puller, and the tackle. Okay, so that's GH. Real easy, inexpensive to install with your guys. Now you have technically two different run schemes for the defense, presented to the defense. Third thing I wanted to at least talk about was bash. I think it's definitely my favorite play in all of football. I think it's become pretty popular. Bash is just slang for back away. So what we would do is we would have the same presentation as our GT counter, where we had the tackle, skip, pull around the double team right there. So now we do a lot of same side GT. So the defense thinks GT's coming. Great. So what we tell this H when we have a bash tag on, we call it ride. You can call it whatever you want to. The H knows, hey, ride's coming. Cool. I'm arcing to the alley. And he's got his rule is alley, backer, safety. Okay, it's just ABS. Okay, he's going to arc wide, get to the alley. If there's somebody there, block him. If it's too high a look, great. Now he's going to look to the box or the backer. Okay, everything's scraping over and nothing's there. Then he's going to the safety. Okay, so alley, backer, safety. And then the running back will be opposite the run. He's going to come straight down his path. I don't like that look. Let's see, more like this. Straight down this path, like he's running outside zone, more of a stretch play. Well, we tell our guys, hey, you're running a 40-yard dash to the hash number sideline. He gets out here to the hash. Now he's going to start cutting it up and hash number sideline. And then perimeter blocking on the outside. We attack outside shoulder with our receivers. Quarterback is going to shuffle twice. So it's going to shuffle, read this backside end right here. If he crashes, hand the ball on the perimeter, let's go 8 yards. If he stays outside, well, shoot, pull the ball, and now you're running quarterback counter back the other way. Click this, and now now he's getting into the hip of the second puller of the tackle, and he's going to cut off that linebacker as well. So coach, right, that's GT, GH, and then there's bash on there as well. Three of my favorite ways to run counter. There's multiple other ways, but if I can get into those if you want me to, but I just wanted to talk about those for right now.
Coach, you're welcome to get into it. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna take that bash play. I like it just because I've done stuff in the past where we've done that off the jet power read kind of where you're reading, you stick that end in a hard position there where he's either playing stretching out with your tailback or he's having to sit there and read the quarterback. So I always like that type of stuff. We'll also do something, and I'll talk about it with the inside zone where we'll sell split zone, and then we'll actually send that H and send him out to the second level defender. And if that end comes in and bites on the run, the quarterback basically has a lead block. So it's pretty nice. It's very simple.
Oh yeah, little bluff. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like the only other couple of things we would do, right? You could run just normal quarterback counter. You're in a little more 10 personnel look. We'll have it look like this. Okay, clean up a little bit. So we'll have the tailback almost fake to the quarterback, like he's going to run that bash look, and he's going to go pick up the end. Okay, especially we would do this if we're getting bash, and the end's like, hey, I'm going to sit outside because I know this outside sweep's getting out here. Okay, cool. So now we need to go sit outside. We'll send the tailback to him. It's an easy kick for the tailback because the D end's outside anyway. Now the quarterback, he'll ride it a little bit. Now he'll get vertical around the pullers as well. And then another different variation, what we'll do, and I call it protecting the read. When I have the H in to arc, you don't have to. When you do bash or this toss right here, I'm gonna show, they're pretty good 10 personnel runs because there's not that many 10 personnel runs in the gap scheme world. So being able to get to this different look. So we'll put the back same side as the H. And what they're going to do is basically he's going to get great pitch relationship, and they're going to run a version of speed option. I don't like using that terminology because I think speed option is more of a downhill attack the D end as a quarterback. But it's more of a shuffle to where the running back's going, and then it's like a quick reaction. Hey, shuffle, maybe two shuffles, make sure the defensive end makes the decision. It goes out to the running back. All right, boom, foot in the ground. Now I'm back the other way. If he crashes, now boom, pitch it outside. And we're doing the exact same thing, but it's more of a quick hitting play versus the bash where you're having to read and
you're having to pull it and read it and cross. Yeah.
So I like this a little. It's not as good as bash in my opinion, but it's a great change up to bash, no doubt. And I'm a big variations guy. So those different ways, you GT, GH, and then you have bash and this toss, and then just normal QB counter. You could also do this with GH. What I would do is pull him. Like I said, we jab, we go there. So he looks like he's going jab. He's still jabbing. Now all we do is we arc the tackle. Okay, we'll arc the tackle. Regardless of what this defensive end does, if he goes outside, he goes wide as a box end. Great, we'll just go underneath him, and we're working alley back or safety. If you have athletic tackles, not everybody does, and it is what it is. If you don't have that, and hey, it is what it is. Don't run that scheme. I'm just gonna show it against a 3-4 look as well, because I think you gotta be able to block everything against multiple looks. So I'll just put this here. They're going apex. Boom. All right. So little 3-4 action. Only change up that we do on the front side. We'll do this. We'll go to the right this time. So some teams, they still, hey, we're gap down backer. we send everything down backside. And that's a great way to do it. You can do that. Some teams will go, hey, we'll go and we'll send him to whichever linebacker, play side or backside, doesn't matter. He'll check this gap, climb there. It is what it is. You do what you need to do. But we were big on arcing this tackle out to the outside linebacker. We just felt that kicking this four technique, because we've seen people that also try to, hey, we try to just block this four technique and then kick the overhang backer. Blocking a head up technique is tough for a high school kid, especially at tackle or guard. So what we'll do, we'll arc out to this backer right here. We'll ace right here, play side double team to the backside linebacker. Okay, we're going to trap the four technique, and then we're going to wrap around the center guard combo. Okay, and then obviously he's replacing there.
It's just going to hit tight.
It's going to hit very tight, so that's you got to give them those looks right in practice, and because you can't expect them. Hey, it's not B gap anymore. It's definitely more A gap.
Yeah, that's more of a gap counter, A gap power right there.
No doubt. So now biggest thing for the running back is to be patient and to find the second puller. He's got to know, hey, I've got to get inside of this puller right here and get in his hit pocket. The reason I say that is because, especially with 3-4 teams, usually they're big spill teams. So this D end right here will try to wrong arm and spill this trap. So what happens a lot of times is we end up having to log it. So we will log. He'll come to trap. He goes inside. We'll try and hook him right there. So the second puller is running behind here. He has to make a quick reaction. It's something we do. I do this every day, especially when we go against 3-4 teams or just heavy spill teams. He logs it. The tackle sees it. He goes to the next gap. Okay, and so we'll go there. So now when the running back takes his 3 steps, he knows, hey, regardless of where this tackle goes, I'm following him. Okay, he goes A gap, I go A gap. He goes a little wider, I go a little wider. And we make it happen like that. So that's why I like going against 3-4 teams, because it makes me a better coach and it makes my kids better players, because they're having to do so many different things. And then you pretty much, it's the exact same thing for GH. It's just who's pulling on the backside. So that's how we draw it against odd teams, 3-4, reduction teams as well. So and I think it works a little better when you have formation a little bit more like this, and you run towards the linebackers out in space. That's apex.
Gotcha.
That's formational stuff, and that's play caller stuff. But just offensive line, like, hey, this is how we're gonna block it up.
And I like that you keep it simple for your offensive line. You're able to run so many things and so many tweaks with primarily that front side, especially that front side combination, that gap down backer. You're just doing that pretty much and working on that. Coach, how with being able to run so much off of that same look, what's your indie time look like during the week? Are you constantly just working on that since it, allows you to get so many things in the run game?
Yeah, so we're all last year we were all gap scheme. So it was a lot of gap down backer, a lot of down blocks, a lot of pulls every day. So there's a drill, and I wish I had a film of it, but there's a drill I got from Robbie Caldwell from Clemson when he was there. It was a drill that worked. You worked your double team, you worked your back block by your center, and you worked your backside pulls all at the same time. And they weren't in line with each other. So they basically were working like around each other. So it was double team, back, pull, regardless of what pull it was. And we get reps with that. And the young guys are doing it on JV as well. So we do that a lot. And then obviously we do all the other everyday drills. We do stance starts and shoot stuff and sled work. The sleds to me are just it's a conditioning tool. It is, hey, let's move something heavy. Let's move our feet, like, regardless of, hey, it's not a real blocking surface. Great. I want them to move something heavy and we're not beating up on our own guys all day.
Exactly.
So that's what I use it for. But yeah, but to answer your question, since we run actually our number one run is power. So running power is the exact same thing. It's just instead of a trap, now the guard's got a skip pull or a second level pull, right? So yeah, our indie time is wholly centered around that combo, getting the different looks. Hey, he's in the 3 technique. He's head up in the 2. He's in the shade. Working to a backside linebacker. Hey, we have a call where let's see. Let me do. It's better against a 4-3 team. Let me show you this right here. So we have a call where if this backside linebacker walks up into this B gap, okay, we'll make a solid call. So now, especially on power, okay, we have a vertical double team to the mic because we don't have a puller now because we're not gonna work because we're there, and there. So now it's basically almost like you're running duo, but it's almost like they're 2 for 2. We're on the backside. Now we're 2 for 2 here. So we work that like, hey, this is a solid call now, solid. They work their backside stuff, and we're still working on a vertical double team to the mic. So as soon as they hear a solid call, they know who they're changing their ID, who they're pulling to. You're not pulling to space now. You're pulling to this guy because we don't have a puller for him. So just giving them different looks, different scenarios in practice with your different double team calls, getting the center guard double team, getting the guard tackle double team on the play side, all those different things, different looks. And so as we spend a lot of time on that because that's what we do in the run game. So definitely.
No, absolutely. I tell people all the time, you got to build your indie time around what you do.
Yeah.
And I think just like it sounds like with your offense, I mean, if you can build something that makes it easy for the 5 guys up front, I think your offense just gets going.
No doubt. And that's one of my biggest phrases I love is the phrase "same as." Like, hey, this is same as this play. Like, we're not changing everything up just because, oh, this is a cool concept. Let's put this in. Like, no, it is same as what we've always been doing, right? Only thing that changes is tags on the back end. Let them jokers go and think. Like, no, we're gonna come off the ball and we're gonna have battle in the trenches, every play. Keep it simple for us.
Yeah, you keep it simple for the big guys. You can tag stuff for the backs.
Yeah,
they can think a little bit. Just let your big guys go out. They work hard enough during games. They don't need to think too.
No doubt. Yeah, I love zone. I'm not great at teaching outside zone. I feel like it needs to be your number one run. Outside zone, wide zone, whatever you want to call it. It needs to be your number one run. And I just love running counter and power too much for it to be my number one run. So it is what it is.
I think that's the biggest thing I've figured out because I started out as a gap scheme guy. I grew up coaching primarily gap scheme and then got into the inside zone game a bit more as I went different places. But if you're not going to marry it, it's almost like if you're not going to marry it, it's so expensive. Like, you might as well not invest if you're not going to marry it and if it's not going to be your top run.
Yeah. I like running, like I said, I like running inside zone with gap schemes. It is a different animal, but I feel like you need an A gap run if you're not running duo. But I like zone almost better than duo. It's just my opinion. I feel like you can do a little more with it, window dressing and
you can
tags and stuff like that.
When I first got into the zone game, I was pairing duo with gap scheme, and we just worked primarily each day. We were working that front side combo so much because I was like, well, we're going to be 2 for 2 and all the time anyway, so we're going to work on that. And then when I came over to a different high school and got with a true inside zone guy, I figured out the tag game and what you can do off of inside zone compared to duo is just really ridiculous.
Yeah.
In terms of everything you can do.
Yeah, that's why I'm really excited you're going to come on and talk about that because like I've talked about it a little bit, but hey, we don't do that right now. So we've done it in previous stops where I've been, but I don't have I'm not doing it every day like you are. So definitely 100%. But yeah, I have guys that make fun of me like, hey, get on that outside zone life. Like, hey, we call it stretch. We're trying to make it as gapsy as sounding as we can. It is sweep. It is stretch. Hey, we are all. It's almost pretty much elephants on parade, taking off and running to the sideline. So that's what we do for our outside runs, outside of our bash stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, Coach, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you taking the time to do this, and I'm looking forward to getting in and getting on your channel too.
Yes, sir. Hey, let me know. Hey, we'll get it uploaded, and I love the collaboration. Like I said, I've been a fan of your channel, and I watched a lot of your videos, so I appreciate the opportunity.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir.